let's say the notary missed a signature or, something happened where they couldn't sign it.
Well, the first thing is don't schedule it just yet because that is going to have to go back to the lender. It's
Mhm.
likely that they are going to need an extension addendum for the closing date because most contracts say to close on or before such and such date. If they don't say or before, you have to get an addendum even if you want to close early. But say you overshoot, you're going to need a lock extension because generally you try to lock it so that the lock expires either on the day of closing or on the day of funding. You usually want to leave yourself 3 days for that to clear, especially in a refinance.
Mhm.
But you'll also need a contract addendum signed by both parties stating that they're extending the closing date. That opens you up to underwriting again with the lender. So it's not a delay of 2 hours. This is going to be probably at least 2 days because most lenders have a 48-hour review period and then they send it back to their closing department for another audit. So it causes quite a few delays. You'll probably be getting that signature the following week.
Yeah, that would be not ideal. I have seen it happen where I've actually had to drive out to different locations to be able to get the signatures again because of how important it is. Like when I was doing mobile work, and I still do it occasionally, but I was doing mobile work and the title company forgot to send something. So then they sent it to me. I had to print it out and then drive out there again. So I realized the importance of these documents because if these documents don't get signed on time, like John, we've had it where people are driving down from up north and they're trying to close on their house and they have like their
Mm-hmm.
whole caravan of like dogs and like people and cars and their stuff and they expect to be able to move into the house at a certain amount of time, and if there is an issue with the closing, they're ending up in not the most ideal, like a hotel with a bunch of dogs. So that's happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to make sure that when you are doing these loan signings to kind of keep that in the back of your mind that what you are doing is super, super important because there can be a lot riding on these documents getting finalized in the manner that it's supposed to. So on the day that it's supposed to. And that's not even it's not even just the human element, it's the financial element too, because there's the rate lock issue, in case something needs to can you explain rate lock a little bit?
Absolutely. So the rate lock is rates go up, they go down every single day. So generally, when you submit a loan to a lender, you've got an idea of how long you need that lock for.
Mhm.
And you go in and you say, hey, the rates today are probably better than they're going to be a month from now when we close, because most closings take 30 to 45 days. My record is 13, but that's not usual.
Yeah.
So your rate is almost always going to be better when you submit the loan than it is going to be when you close it, especially now in a rising rate environment. So
Yeah.
you lock in the best rate that you think that you can get them, and the lender says, we will hold this rate sheet from today for the next 30 days. And no matter what changes happen in the market, that's the sheet that you get your rate off of.
Mhm.
And they're locked to the sheet, not the rate. So if they want to do a buy down later or buy up the rate for extra funds for closing, they can still make those sort of changes during the process, but they're locked to the rates for that specific day.